Welcome back to Smash D20, a show where I take a look at the roster of Super Smash Bros. And try to adapt them to your campaign. This one is going to be another mostly Pathfinder episode, as I'm unfamiliar, especially with 5th edition of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm not too familiar with a class or combination or anything that would actually match this character perfectly. I'm gonna have to do some research to make these episodes more in depth and cover both systems, but this is gonna be mostly Pathfinder. And this time, I'm taking a look at Hero from the Dragonquest series. In Dragonquest, the main character, or hero, is usually what they call a luminary. Seemingly a well-rounded fighter mage, with occasional roguish tendencies, but usually just fighter mage, to give you a taste of what the other classes are capable of, i.e., or other fighters would specialize in. To this end, I feel that Hero in Pathfinder would be mostly the Magus class. If you want to have a spellcasting fighter, a Magus is pretty much perfect. If you want to get the most out of your Magus, you're going to have to take Hero up to probably about 16th level so he gets the most of his highest level spells, as well as the ability to wear heavy armor without incurring spell penalties. You'll want mostly well-rounded stats, but remember you're going to need at least 16 intelligence by level 16 so that you can get your 6th level spells. But if you are willing to sacrifice your 6th level spells to give alternative classes to this build, by all means. Although Hero will have mostly well-rounded stats, you can dump Charisma, because heroes in Dragon Quest are usually your classic silent protagonist. So, probably not as high charisma as other characters. Moving on to spells, there is a huge variety in Smash Bros. Of what Hero can do when it comes to spells. And not all of those spells are readily available in the Pathfinder system. I am, however, going to list the ones you can get in your Magus spellbook. Other than that, you could probably play around with any other options you have as a Magus to get the right spirit of what Hero would be able to do if he was an actual character. Spell equivalents are as follows. Acceleratle can only be haste. It's pretty much a one-for-one comparison there. It's the haste spell. Sizz or Sizzle, that strikes me as Flame Arrow. Oomph, that would be Bull Strength. Just a boost to your strength or overall damage over time. Psych Up, there actually isn't a exact match for Psych Up, which is unfortunate, because a boost to your next attack would have been an easy spell to make. Talk to your DM, maybe they can allow you to make a low-level spell for that. Bounce, we've covered this before. Absolute Reflection does not exactly exist in Pathfinder. Magus does not have direct availability to heal. Would that be Cure Light Wounds, and Maguses do not get that. However, again, if you wanted to play around with levels, I suppose you could take Cleric or Bard for some light healing to get from that spell list, or something like that. Cleric actually wouldn't be that bad of an option given the luminary nature. Might even get away with Paladin if your DM is not as strict about multi-classing with Paladin. Fiery Runes actually works well to simulate the Flame Slash spell. It basically places these special, almost explosive runes on an object of your choice, which allows, with the next hit, to trigger a flaming burst for extra damage. Basically what Flame Slash would do. Crackle Slash, there's unfortunately not a direct equal to that one. There's no icy runes. Again, maybe talk to your DM. Bang and Kaboom? No, it isn't just... There's not a point at something and explodes. That won't be covered by another spell later down this list. Which is a little unfortunate that you just don't have a boom. But there isn't. Snooze? There is a sleep spell, but mages don't get it. Regular wizards can get it, but not a magus. What the heck? The Hatchet Man spell. Now, Hatchet Man in Smash Brothers is pretty much a guaranteed critical hit. That's basically how that works. And for that, we have the spell Unerring Weapon, which essentially, basically, allows the next hit to be a critical hit. Whack and thwack, there is no direct equal, at least nothing that the mages can get. The Wizard Spellbook, way up on the list, would have something like Power Word Kill, which would be pretty close, but not exact. Magic Burst, there's no equivalent to Magic Burst. Kamikaze, nothing there, but do you really want to kill yourself in these campaigns? Hocus Pocus is a completely random effect, and also unavailable in Pathfinder. Zoom's just a teleport. Zoom's a teleport. That's real easy. If you're familiar with a place, you can get there without any problem, just like how Zoom would work. Zoom takes you to the nearest landmark, usually a town. Well, not the nearest, but your landmark of your choice, as long as you'd visited it before. So it's basically teleport. Ka-Clang and Metal Slash, there are no direct equals. You cannot unfortunately turn yourself into an invincible steel statue for a short period of time. Nor can you deliver extra damage to metal objects with spells. We don't have anything like that in Pathfinder. There probably should be, though. Whatever, though. Now, Frizz, Frizzle, and Cuffrizz. This is where we were talking about with the just boom spell. And that would be Fireball. Basically, you launch with Cuffrizz, Frizzle, Frizz, whatever. You just launch a fireball. So, Fireball. Simple. Whoosh, Swoosh, and Swoosh. Closest equivalence I have to that is Sirocco, which is a burst of hot wind that damages, or Waft, which really messes with how things fall, and you can make things float, and it's tricky like that. So whichever one you want to use as an equivalent for that, that's the closest I was able to find. Zap, Zapple, and Kozap, Lightning Bolt. Pretty much the same as Fireball. It's real easy. I would have wanted Chain Lightning, but Maguses don't get that. Besides, that's not exactly how it works in Smash Brothers, so Lightning Bolt works. Hero uses a shield. However, doing so would incur spell penalties when trying to cast. Even with the Magus abilities, it doesn't cover shields, only heavy armor. Or less. So watch out for that. you might put your shield away before you cast. Hero appears to be wearing leather armor at the heaviest, but all hero skins looking at him could possibly be hiding chainmail under the tunic. Good suggestion for any surplus levels you take apart from mages. Fighter is a good choice. If you're using your shield, I'm going to say it's probably a +5 large steel shield, no other enchantments, just there you go. The Sword of Light of the Luminary. Very similar to the Master Sword. I'm saying it's probably a +5 longsword with light, holy, ghost touch, but also keen to help hit critical hits more often. Hero tends to do that often, so trying to give it a little bit of a boost here to give critical hits a chance. This is not an exact copy of Hero, that seems to be impossible, but it's full of fun options, and playing around with the other mage's spells could make for a fun and versatile build, and you could probably get really creative if you talk to your DM. That's about all I have for Smash D20 this time. I hope this is helpful in bringing the Luminary to your campaign, or inspiring you to build something similar with a twist of your own. I could definitely see, even though Charisma is a dump stat, I could definitely see you dabbling in Sorcerer for at least a level, just to get the Chosen One bloodline for the Blood of the Hero, and that giving you neat little abilities with the like second chance ability. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode, hope it was useful, and I'll see you on the next episode of Smash D20.